There is no debt-free country in the world. The United States today holds the highest debt in its history, exceeding $38 trillion. The European Union carries nearly $14 trillion, Japan close to $9 trillion in debt. Even Saudi Arabia, the oil kingdom, export champion Germany, and China are burdened with massive debt. But here is where the real question lies. If everyone is in debt, who are the creditors? Debt is not only a hardship. It is also what shapes the modern world. Wars, economic crises, health disasters, rises and collapses across the globe. All are built upon this ghostly foundation of debt. The world does not owe anyone. It only owes itself. At this very moment, the world carries more than $300 trillion in total debt. Before anything else, the idea of national debt was born in war. In 1694, while England was at war with France, its gold reserves were exhausted. The king borrowed from merchants. In exchange for future taxes and permanent interest payments, traders financed the kingdom. To manage this structure, the Bank of England was founded. As a result, the crown gained the ability to spend money it did not yet possess. In return, lenders received something extremely important. The state's promise. A promise that could be bought, sold, and transferred to someone else. This is how government bonds emerged. The roots of the modern economic system. France adopted the same model. The Netherlands refined it. National debt was no longer a sign of failure, but a measure of credibility. To borrow meant to govern. Empires once expanded by conquering land and extracting gold. Today, debt has become the world's largest export. The United States, $38 trillion. Japan, over $9 trillion. And global debt grows by $2 trillion every 200 days. When everyone is in debt, every bank becomes a creditor. Through taxes, savings, and pension funds. Everyone becomes both debtor and creditor at the same time. So who is holding the other end of the rope? Let's start with the United States. Because its debt is not merely national, but global. Roughly half of the $38 trillion belongs to investors. About 65% of those investors are Americans. Banks, pension funds, investment funds, insurance companies, and the Federal Reserve itself. The remaining 35% is owed to foreign holders. The largest creditors, in order: Japan, China, the United Kingdom, Luxembourg, Belgium. Most of America's debt belongs to America itself. The Treasury issues bonds. Banks and funds buy them. The Fed buys them back and creates new dollars. Americans pay taxes. Those taxes pay bond interest. Interest flows into pension funds. And this will does not turn only in America. Japan lends to the US through treasuries. The US lends to Europe via the IMF. Europe lends to developing countries through the World Bank. Developing countries hold their reserves in Western bonds, sending the money back again. If trust disappears, currencies collapse. Governments fall. Economies are reshaped overnight. Democracy decides who governs. Markets decide who survives. And the high priests of this system are central banks. Central banks do not only manage debt. They produce it. When the Fed or the European Central Bank buys a bond, new money is created in exchange. Every unit of currency in circulation is, in fact, another debt. There is no money without debt. Investors feel safe not because the principal will be repaid, but because they know interest will be paid, even if the principal never is. And even after hitting rock bottom, new debts replace the old ones. Individuals want to pay off debt. States want to roll it over. This is not a conspiracy. This is politics itself. Interest is the rent paid for stability. The global economy lives dependent on that rent. Because investors do not want their money back. They want the agreement to continue. Government debt is the world's safest form of collateral. Without debt, the machine does not turn. So the issue is not eliminating debt, but making it sustainable, payable, and attractive to the eye. Because when belief collapses, numbers become meaningless. And here lies the secret of sovereign debt. The plan was never to repay it, but to convince everyone that it would be repaid. Those who manage debt and hold it as power win. Those who pay it lose. The figure on the throne is not a single villain. This system is made of them and us. Debt was once slavery. Today, it maintains balance. But if that balance breaks, the magic ends.